Now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chad Mira.
And I'm Lauren Culber. Thanks for watching KX News. Although there are a few exceptions, under your Fourth Amendment rights, more often than not, police need a warrant to come into your home.
KX News heard from a Bismarck woman whose rights may have been violated. Renee Cooper sat down with her and the Bismarck police to find out exactly what happened and what should have happened in tonight's top story.
To simplify, there are two major exclusions to police needing a warrant to search. These include emergency situations and consent, meaning the homeowner allows officers to search.
We're trying to apply that to prior cases that we know of that's been ruled on by the Supreme Court. And if we feel that applies, then we have to act on it.
That's not what happened at Ann Kirkham's home on March 19th.
I was in my living room on the couch asleep, and the next thing I know, I heard Bismarck PD, if there's anyone in the apartment, say something now.
This is a live video Kirkham captured when officers entered her home without a search warrant. She says there were two officers and they walked out as soon as she started filming.
I told them that I was recording them live, and once I told them that, they left out of my apartment real quick.
Police were searching for a couple runaway kids, including Kirkham's son. But she says he's been under the care of the Juvenile Detention Center since January.
I was scared. I don't even feel safe now. I have nightmares because of this.
What I can tell you is there is a complaint made against one of our officers for entering a residence without an exception to a search warrant requirement.
The investigation is still ongoing here at the Bismarck Police Department, but Chief Dreyevich says from what he knows at this point, the officer was likely in the wrong. Chief Dreyevich says the officer probably had reason enough to apply for a search warrant and should have.
We have that easy avenue with the state's attorney's office. They have an on-call person, and we can make that call at any time of the day or night.
We take that very seriously here. I don't want anybody coming into my house unless they have a very good reason. And we look at it that way. We don't want to go into anybody's home unless we have a good reason to do so. And most oftentimes we need that search warrant.
Renee Cooper, KX News.
Chief Dreyevich calls this an isolated incident.
Once the investigation is complete, he says if necessary, disciplinary action will be taken with the officers involved. Kirkham says she knew police were in the wrong right away.
KX News sat down with a local attorney to better understand what your rights are when the police knock on your door. He says if police have a search warrant, there's really not much you can do. You can ask for a copy of the warrant to verify it's your address and what they're searching for. If police show up without a warrant, they need to prove it's an emergency. Regardless, he recommends allowing officers in. He says resisting the police is never a good idea.
Courts generally favor search warrants and disfavor searches without a warrant. So right away, if it's true that they were there without a warrant, they have higher hurdles to get over to demonstrate this was reasonable under the Fourth Amendment.
He says after the fact, you can file a motion to challenge the search and get any property seized back.
You can also file a motion to suppress any evidence that was gathered unlawfully so it cannot be used in court.
In continuing coverage today, the governor declared a statewide flood emergency on Wednesday.
Several entities like the North Dakota National Guard